Hi, welcome to Elaine Enlightening's video blog number 65. Today I'm going to do another review lesson on 54. It's going to review 5 of the early lessons from Course in Miracles. And I'm also going to share with you a message about my experience with my thyroid medicine. And I'm also going to tie that in with these, with some of the lessons, because it's a good lesson to understand. So I'll go ahead and read the 5 review lessons first, and then I'll share with you. So I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am determined to see. So about a year ago, it's over a year ago now, I actually wrote a blog on, it's called Medicine or No Medicine. And I basically went cold turkey off my thyroid medicine. And I did it from the standpoint at the time I wanted to experiment with what was going on with my body and just experience it so that I could learn from it and learn from the messages instead of masking it with the medicine. I was also on a synthetic drug, which I didn't like. And honestly, when I first went off cold turkey, I didn't feel any different. I had the same exact symptoms I was having as before as after, and I just had my blood work done before I went off of it, and they said, oh, it's just fine. And they'd never changed my dosage in 10 years. So I was really skeptical that I was really getting what I needed. And I've actually done some research since then on thyroid, and the new research shows a different way to look at the numbers than they used to. And so if your doctor is still thinking the old way and all that, then anyway, so basically I found a holistic medical doctor who goes natural first, and since then. So that was a blessing that came from that, in that I attracted somebody that was what I wanted. Anyway, if I was going to have tests and stuff done, I wanted somebody who would help me find a more natural approach, and if I needed it, so that would be more in alignment anyway with what I do. Although to have a healed mind, I wouldn't be needing any outside approaches at all. And yet there was definitely some ego involved in my decision to go off the medication, and it was kind of like that slow deterioration that I felt. And it was so slow I didn't even realize what was going on, but I went from having a lot of energy and stamina, it just plummeted. And that took quite a bit of time, and I didn't even realize what was going on, and then it finally realized it was thyroid. So anyway, it doesn't really matter all that, the details of it. The point is that my desires were good with it, and I can also look and see that good things have come from it. And yet it was very trying physically, and has been. And so now I'm on a natural thyroid, which my thyroid just, was low, and then it just got lower and lower and lower, trying totally herbal approaches. So now I'm on a more natural, and so I'm not on a synthetic anymore. So I'm just being open and honest about that, because that's not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be off of all things. I didn't want to be on anything to help my thyroid. And yet Course in Miracles is very clear that if you have fear, that you want to be aware of the fear, because the fear is going to block your ability to receive the miracle. And so over time I really got in touch with that fear. And while I was in Bali, it was pretty strong. And as my health started turning around really very recently, like within the last couple of weeks, major turnaround. I mean, I had some minor here and there, but a major shift. So what I've experienced over since I got off the drugs, right? Everything I experienced, it wasn't neutral, okay? I didn't see anything neutral. Nothing was going on neutral in my body either. It was all a reflection of whatever was going on with me. And so I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. So our thoughts are going to affect other people, and we're going to be able to see what's going on by observing what's happening in our experience. That'll tell us what has been going on here. And so generally speaking, I could talk for a long time about what I experienced in detail, but I'm going through those in my forgiveness series, and also my own I Own My Own Life series, which I'm started as well. And those I'm dealing with more of the details of the situations as far as the specifics of the fear, so I don't have really time to get into that here. But the last lesson is I'm determined to see. So recognizing the shared nature of my thoughts, I'm determined to see. I would look upon the witnesses that show me the thinking of the world has been changed. I would behold the proof that what has been done through me has enabled love to replace fear, laughter to replace tears, and abundance to replace loss. So I could just share one thing I noticed, and I am absolutely serious about this. It's definitely a reflection. It sounds like, it may sound silly, it may sound extremely simple. I've had, my puppies now are going to be 3 next April, and have a male and a female. They're not from the same litter, they're toy poodles, and they, the girl is dominant, and basically, I've been really conscientious from the time I got them to make sure they knew that I was their pack leader and that type of thing. So I did study the dog whisperer, Cesar Millan's information a lot, because I wanted to practice that with them. So they get along, basically because they know I'm the leader. But they've never had like this really loving relationship. They will play sometimes with each other, but like when they have an opportunity to lay down, they pretty much sleep in different spots if they are out of their kennel. In the big kennel, they don't have much choice but to be near each other. And I'll hear them have their little, they'll take it out on each other every now and then, like, you're kind of in my space too much. But they've never hurt each other. It's just the normal kind of territorial stuff that I'll notice they'll experience. Well, so now that they're out of the kennel more, I'm home more, I allow them to sleep here and there. They have little beds, but when they sleep on my bed, they always sleep separate from each other. Even when they're with me, they sleep on each side of me, or if they're on the same side, they sleep apart from each other from a little bit. I've never seen them cuddle together, ever, until this week. And I've actually seen them do it 3 times this week. When they had the option to be far apart on my king-size bed, or even close, but not touching, they actually were snuggled together. And I've seen it 3 times now. They did it again this morning. And they cuddled up right here beside me in the bed, and they curled up with each other. And that's a reflection to me that something is shifting in my life, because they're showing that they're able to actually be affectionate with each other. And it's very sweet, and it's just been very delightful to watch that. So that's the type of thing that we can see changing in our lives as we change the way we think about things. And so what I'm doing in my forgiveness product, and in these other series, and in my free videos and the video blogs, it's making a big change. And then doing my, this is my day 6 of me keeping up with my 30-day commitment to my morning and evening routine with the yoga and tapping, and beyond that my own training, tapping training and that kind of thing. So I've been seeing a shift, and just in 6 days. But it happened once I got past day 3, which was every time I started this routine, I would always end up sabotaging it after day 3 with something. And I pushed through that time, and now I'm seeing this change with my puppies, and it's just beautiful. So that's the kind of stuff you can look for in your life. There's lots of other great things happening, but that's just one thing. So that's it for today. Elaine Enlightening at taplightunlimited.com. See you later. Bye-bye.